Alright, hello everyone. So we have the information for Refraction Railway Line 4. This is a warning to all of you to go and clear your RR3 before the 4th of July. Coincidentally, July 4th is also when Zendler Zone 0 drops, so it will kind of coincide with each other, but I'll probably be clearing Refraction and then after that I'll play my Zendler Zone 0. I don't think you can reroll in that game, so I probably am not going to reroll. I'm just going to go in anyway. Right. So with that in mind, all of the rewards that you have not claimed from RR3, if you have cleared it and forgot to claim it, will be delivered to your inbox. And remember, once again, the most important date is July 4th, scheduled update. Okay, content details. So we have 4 sections of combat here. We got 3, 2, and then 2. The last 2 have been separated into 2 nodes here, but the number of rest stops is the same. There's 1 rest stop, 2 rest stop, and 3 rest stop. And the last fight here is going to be a fight here, and then a final boss over here. This is probably going to be the Binds fight, and I'm guessing that this is going to be maybe a Heathcliff fight or the NV peccutulae fight. Maybe. I don't really know yet what this final fight is going to be. Right, and then to claim rewards, you need to use modules like all the previous railways before, and you can clear line 4 freely without using the modules, but to claim the rewards, you must use the modules. Right. So, like the previous railway, any changes made to your IDs and ego levels and upties and whatever, after you start the run, will change the active run. So if you go in, and you want to upgrade your K-Corp Hong Lu because he's only uptie 3, you go out, you uptie 4, go back in, he's uptie 4. Alright. So, this is the recommended level for all of you. Uptie 4, level 45, Ego Threat Spin Tier 4. Basically max everything that you possibly can for your characters and egos and then go in. And this is pretty challenging, but I mean, it's P-Moon, you know, like, this is probably still going to be quite ungabunga-able. I do see some interesting pictures here already. We are going to be fighting Nelly over here. Is that the Envy? It looks like we're fighting ourselves or something over there. The Ncorp gang maybe. And this is going to be the Bygone Day. So this is for section 1, it looks like. The Banquet, the Madeir of the Well-Twisted. Right. So each section is composed of 2 or more stations waves. There's a rest station between every section. And clearing the section will record your clear turn count. Same as every other. Right, and the total turn count will be the sum of all clear turn counts from each section. So they split into multiple sections, so you can see the number of turns you take to clear a section. And below each section, you can view the rewards over here. So over here, you can see the turn count required, or sorry, the turn counts that you've taken to clear this, and your total turn count if you are later on in the run. And you can also see the rewards you get for clearing this section. And then like the previous one, ego resources carry over, rest stations will full heal everyone, all SP gets reset to 0, and you can freely change your team loadout and blah blah blah. Alright. Then for the restart, they have a new UI now, so you can choose to return to the stage select, or you can retry stage like this. So the UI has changed quite a bit. And if you want to retry the entire section, you have to start over from the first wave. So do take note of that. And if your all allies are defeated, you can just change your deployment and go back in, pretty much. Right. Deployment order effects. So this is the new backup system that they're trying to do. So we will bring all 12 of our IDs in, and the IDs will gain different effects based on their deployment order. So if you bring a backup ID, they gain a starting sanity buff, no matter what here. All of them, as you can see here, all of them have the starting sanity buff, as well as a few different things like I think clash power, damage taken, aggro. It's very hard to see from here, it's very small text, but you're getting different stats for different positions. So if you want to like get an aggro tank, you would put them on slot number 9, for example, because they will get the aggro tank. And the buffs is based on the deployment order. So you just change depending on which buff wants to go to which person. So aggro, go to the tank, and then you get what? Clash power, go to the clashers, and blah blah blah, and so on and so forth. So that is how they're going to do it. And they also change this little thing over here. Oh, by the way, minus coin IDs will receive negative SP. And for this one, the combat progression here is interesting because when an ally is defeated, you gain ego resources that correspond with the sin affinities of the attack skill. So if their skill 1 is lust and they died, their skill 1 has 3 copies of the skill, so you get 3 lust. Skill 2 envy, you have 2 copies of skill 2, so you get 2 envy, and so on. It only triggers when you die. So I don't really know what that would mean. Is the content so hard that I'll actually lose characters as I fight? I do not really know, but we will see what is actually going to happen. And you can also view the deployment order effects by hovering over the numbers here. So this is like the 3rd active deployment and so on and so forth. So when we saw in the trailer there were some blue numbers, that means that those characters died and someone else came out to replace them. Alright, so chain battle system here, you can only enter the section when you've selected both your deployment and backup units, and the combat progression is as such. When this character dies, you replace them with a new character here, and their name here will be called backup. When a backup unit is deployed into battle, its combat passive activates instead of its support passive, and when a deployed unit dies, its support passive will activate instead, which is quite interesting but might not be very practical because losing characters is tricky unless the game has some way of forcing you to get defeated. Like maybe Earl King Heathcliff will just like slam you in the coffin and one-shot you or something like that. That could happen, and that could force you into the backup system, but I really don't know what they are trying to do with this one. Certain enemies in line 4 also gain special effects based on their deployment orders, which means that for these characters here, they are going to copy, I guess, our backup characters, and they will get different buffs depending on the order of our deployment. So that's something that I'm going to be looking forward to when we get there, because I'm quite interested to see like what's going on here. By the way, take note that all these fights here, as you can see, is always a 1 out of 3 wave, 1 out of 3 wave. The issue with 1 out of 3 wave, right, is that if it's continuous fighting, ammo characters will have a bit of trouble keeping up with the different characters they have to fight, right? Because they are going to burn through their ammo really, really hard. So I don't really know whether it's actually supposed to be 1 out of 3 waves of these guys that we're going to be fighting. But I mean, just wait for the actual content first, then we'll see how. Because if ammo characters have to go through this, I think I might have to pull them out of the team because they will not be able to perform as well. Right. All encounters will be focus encounters, same as all the rest. Line 4, all of your allies will have resilient determination. So any ally deaths will not lower other SP. That is very interesting and different from the previous Refraction Railway. Observation logs now do not affect anything in Refraction Railway 4, so we do not have to constantly grind to get damage bonuses for beating an abnormality. If you don't know, observation level, you get it by beating the enemy a bunch of times, and each level gives you additional damage dealt to the enemy. So this damage bonus based on observation levels does not apply in Refraction Railway Line 4, means that if you are just trying to go for a speed run, you can just keep re-rolling and don't have to do the fight a bunch of times to get the damage bonus to optimize your run. Right. And then after that, yeah, there's really nothing much else. The claim rewards here, we can actually see the different things we're getting. We have the EXP tokens, we have the level 40 boost, 200 threads, a bunch of crates. The section 4 will give you the banner, and the section 3 will give you the 30 pulls and 1 guaranteed 3-star 10 pull. Very, very nice stuff. Right. So the special decorative banner is going to be the same as the previous one. I know some people said in the previous Refraction Railway that you could probably scroll down and see more, but actually in the previous Refraction Railway we only had 2 banners. So most likely we are going to get again 2 banners for this Refraction Railway. I do not know why there is a scroll bar here, a bit misleading, but generally in the RR3 there wasn't any other banners except these 2 here. Just clear within 100 turns or less to get all banners, essentially, and the first one is just given if you can clear it. So yeah. Right, so highest turn count is going to be 99, blah blah blah. Everything else here is just going to be the same. If you're a speedrunner, this would matter to you because you want to get really, really low stats. And then for the rest of us, as long as we clear, we get ourselves the banners maybe, or maybe just get the full clear so you can get the rewards. That is going to be the main goal. I'll make a video on each of the bosses as I figure out how to fight them. And I'll probably just stream my first attempt. My first attempt is probably going to be the Ungabunga gang, just to check if the Ungabunga gang can clear normally. And then after that, we can try some status stuff to see if the status stuff can actually work. And then of course, Asgu will be the one that does all the nightmarish low tier ID runs with like Sloshing Ishmael and friends, right? So that's just going to be the summary of the Refraction Railway Line 4. Do note, to get into Refraction Railway Line 4, you do need to full clear the story. So The most important things to note from this refraction railway is there's a lot of rewards. If you can just full clear, don't care about the banner, just full clear, get the pools and get the resources so you can build your units, you can try for the sub 100 later. And you must clear main story 648 and you must clear refraction railway line 3 before the 4th of July. Otherwise, you will lose your chance to get the refraction railway line 3 rewards, which are a lot. It's 30 pools plus 110 pool guaranteed 3-star, as well as a bunch of mats to build your characters. Right, so that's really about it for this refraction railway. Not too many changes. The only big change, if I remember correctly, is the one where now when your allies die, you don't lose SP. That's like one of the major ones. Everything else has been more or less the same to the refraction railway line 3. For the other patch note that they dropped at the same time, they're just announcing the new content and a new mini episode to talk about how we entered the refraction railway line 4. Right, and then there's a bunch of bug fixes. It's more or less just text issues and translation stuff, so you get your 300 lunacy. And they also apparently updated the RAM usage in combat for some ego awakening or corrosions. Right, so that's really it for this little chat about the refraction railway line 3. Remember all those important dates. And then get ready for refraction railway line 4, and if you are waiting for Zenless, well, Zenless also happens to drop on the same day, so have fun with both. Alright, that's all. See you guys when the refraction railway drops. Bye bye.